It seems as though life constantly reminds us of our difficulties, heartaches, and challenges. It's easy to let it all impact us in a negative way and end up overwhelmed by anxiety and stress. I was talking to a friend who was so discouraged about a troubling family matter that I could see her own health was at risk. I was reminded that when God brought the Israelites out from their oppressive captivity in Babylon, He promised they would go out in joy and be led forth in peace, Isaiah 55:12. So I encourage my friend that if we're going to come out of dark places like she was in, if we're going to stand under the trials of life, we have to come out with joy and walk in peace. We have to use joy to deliver us from anxious thoughts, defeat, and discouragement. Joy is the key, and it's inside us. Have troubles got you a bit down today? Has life pushed your joy down? The key to staying strong in God is through partaking in His joy every day. When Nehemiah was encouraging the people under extremely difficult circumstances in the rebuilding of the walls of Jerusalem, he said, "Celebrate with a feast, for the joy of the Lord is your strength." Nehemiah 8:10. He knew that only the joy of the Lord could help them overcome their discouragement and anxieties over hardships, setbacks, and enemy threats. The beauty of the joy that Jesus gives us is that it is not dependent on what is going on around us. Jesus prayed that His joy would remain in you and that your joy may be full, John 15:11. His joy is in us. When you said yes to Jesus, nothing changed on the outside, but He gave you a new heart inside and filled it with His joy. He's saying, "I've given you exactly what you need to defeat the power of the enemy and stay strong in this life." His joy is inside you, but you must cultivate it. It's a bit like my lemon tree. When I planted it, there were no lemons on it. But I made sure the soil was right, and I watered it and fed it nutrients. I cultivated it, and eventually the lemons that were in the tree came out for me to use. In a similar way, you have to tap into God's joy. You have to develop it and practice it. The Apostle Paul said it this way, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say, rejoice." Philippians 4:4. To rejoice means to brighten. There's a light of Jesus' joy inside you. You just have to turn it on. You'll always have someone in your life who is difficult and gets on your nerves. It might be a jealous coworker, a rude neighbor, or a critical relative. But if you respond to them the right way, they won't keep you from having a blessed, productive, favor-filled day. Are you letting things upset you that don't have to upset you? Are you giving away your power, letting what people do to you determine whether or not you're going to be happy? You need to take back the control of your happiness. Quit putting it in someone else's hands. If you're only going to be happy when other people treat you nice and are kind and say good things, you're giving them your power. There was a man who went into a small newsstand with his friend to get a newspaper. The clerk was very cold, inconsiderate, not friendly at all. The man bought the paper and said politely, "I hope you have a great day." As they walked back to his house, the friend said, "Is that clerk always that rude?" He said, "Yes, every morning." The friend replied, "Well, are you always that nice to him?" The man said, "Yes, every morning." The friend looked puzzled and asked, "Why?" The man answered, "I've made up my mind that I'm not going to let one person ruin my day." As that man did, you have to have a made-up mind that you're not going to let one negative comment ruin your day. You're not going to let a disrespectful coworker, a classmate who's making fun of you, or a driver who cuts you off in traffic sour your day. Decide ahead of time. Whatever comes my way, negative comments, disrespect, rude people, that's going to slide right off me. You can't control how someone treats you, but you can control how you respond. Jesus says, "Stop allowing yourself to get upset," John 14:27. You give them permission to upset you. You make the choice of being offended, discouraged, and sour. Some people know what buttons they can push to get you bent out of shape. The next time they push those buttons, just smile and say, I'm not taking the bait. I'm going to stay in peace and be respectful despite how they treat me. You have to stay on the offensive because you control your happiness. Make up your mind that no matter what people say or how they treat you, they're not going to steal your joy. They may not want to be happy, but they shouldn't keep you from being happy. The most powerful thing you can do is be good to them. Keep focused on your goals and let God be your vindicator. Happiness is a choice that rests in your hands. Despite life's challenges, you possess the power to shape your own joyous path. Let's delve into this concept and explore some profound Bible verses that underscore the importance of personal agency in cultivating happiness, the source of joy. In Psalm 16:11 we read, "You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence." This verse reminds us that true happiness comes from our connection with the divine. By nurturing this connection, we can access an enduring wellspring of joy. Contentment in all circumstances. The Apostle Paul in Philippians 4:12-13 declares, "I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation." These words echo the sentiment that happiness is not dependent on external circumstances, but is a state of mind that we can cultivate regardless of what we face. Choosing positive thoughts. In Proverbs 23:7, it is written, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he." This verse underscores the significance of our thought patterns in shaping our reality. By choosing positive and uplifting thoughts, we pave the way for a happy life. The blessing of giving acts. 2035 brings forth the principle, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Acts of kindness and generosity not only bring happiness to others but also enrich our own lives, highlighting the reciprocal nature of joy. A cheerful heart's healing power. Proverbs 17:22 teaches, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." This proverb emphasizes the tangible health benefits of cultivating happiness and a positive outlook. Rejoicing in all circumstances. 1 Thessalonians 5:16, 18 urges, "Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances." This trio of actions reinforces the idea that happiness is a continuous choice, one we can make even amidst difficulties. Pursuing God's delight, Psalm 37:4 encourages us with these words, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." By aligning our desires with God's will and finding joy in our relationship with Him, we can discover a profound and lasting happiness. Joy through unity. In Romans 12:15, believers are encouraged to rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. This verse underscores the importance of empathy and connection in the pursuit of collective happiness, letting go of anxiety. In Matthew 6:27, Jesus reminds us, "Can any one of you by worrying add a single hour to your life?" This verse emphasizes the futility of excessive worry and invites us to release our anxieties, embracing a more serene and joyful outlook. The ultimate promise of joy. Nehemiah 8:10 assures us that the joy of the Lord is your strength. This final verse encapsulates the idea that finding happiness is not only within our control, but is deeply intertwined with our faith and reliance on the divine. Remember, my friends, happiness is not a fleeting emotion subject to circumstance. It's a choice rooted in your perspective, actions, and faith. By incorporating these profound Bible verses into your life, you can navigate the path towards lasting joy, one that you control. If you like this video, please hit thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe for more videos to inspire you. God bless you and keep you safe. Amen.